We have some big plans for today's build, which include hopefully solving once and for all the problems around textile sales in our city. We also need to take a look at increasing traffic around Victoria Creek and utilise some prime land for high density expansion. If you enjoy my British build, please leave a like on the video, which would be fantastic of you, and then grab a cup of tea. Sit back and relax as we dive into Kettlewick. Well, welcome back to Kettlewick. Yep, this is the traffic that we're going to solve first of all. It all hits this roundabout here from our highway that runs through the city. I should say motorway. British City motorway, get it right, Biffa. And it heads into the old town over here, which we all decorated up a couple of episodes ago. I want to try and solve it without digging up all these cobbled streets because... hopefully in real life that just wouldn't happen. It is one lane and one way all the way around this square. So I'm going to see if we can try and alleviate this traffic in other ways. I mean, it comes and goes, I'll be honest, depending on the time of day and that sort of thing. One of the things I would like to do is get a dedicated right-hand turn here, because at the minute that's for straight on and right. We know we can't use mods on a roundabout, so the lane connector tool just doesn't work on a roundabout. The pre-made ones, I could make my own roundabout, but I'm going to try something else first. So as this is a highway, it's got 2 lanes. I'm going to grab a 3-lane highway, try and get them to have a dedicated turning lane. Ideally, I want that on the inside like that. And as you can see already, if I just plop that in, we get a dedicated right. We still get a straight on with another right, which actually isn't ideal. I don't want 2 rights here, which is going to be a bit of a pain. I'd like to do the same here, but to give them a similar effect, but with a dedicated straight on. So if I add that into there, and I'm going to go back a couple, and then we're going to add the sound barriers back on there. Yeah, and we're going to add sound barriers here because there's a school and there's buildings and all sorts. Let's see if that helps. This little road coming up here as well, it's got a dedicated right by the look of it. And I don't think we're going to be able to change that. There's a lot of traffic. We're going to try and change it. Let's do something. Let's give them more lanes. See what happens. I think 5-lane asymmetric will do the trick coming up into there. And then we need to add the retaining walls on either side because it was a big hawky-walky slope. Yes, we're going to get a dedicated right. We're going to get 2 rights by the look of it. That one might have a straight... we're going to get 2 rights and a straight on and a left. Okay. Let's just sort of put it like this, and you can watch the traffic from this direction, and we'll just do a bit of a sneaky time lapse and see whether that manages to go down reasonably quickly. So we can see the traffic's gone down on the right-hand side. What we're seeing is, if we just sort of slow things down a minute and just take a look. So if we take a look over here, even though we do have 2 what would be right-hand turns, we've got extra straight-on turns. So 2 lines of traffic are able to go straight over. That is clearing this up a little bit quicker. So then as there's less cars bottlenecked here, even though you might have somebody trying to do a right-hand turn from the middle lane, and this is where they would do their hawky-balky lane switching, if they do that, it's not so much of an issue or a problem. What is a problem is people trying to walk across the highway. Thank you very much. We could sort of fix that, couldn't we? Oh, let's just fix that while we see the problem. There we go, tidied up the little paths a little bit. Hopefully they will use that. Yeah, look, they're using that instead of crossing the road. They're going there, they're changing their mind, they're coming back. Excellent. Yeah, so that's the reason why that's helped here, even though it isn't technically 100% dedicated lanes for everybody. Now that traffic has gone down. This traffic has also gone down for the same reason. So now it's just waiting for these to go down. I'm just wondering, yeah, because it isn't getting backed up down this road here. So it literally is, they will go down very quickly. Let's just watch and see. There we go. So that traffic problem is alleviated with just one more lane, bro, and also a little bit of dedicated lanes as well. So excellent. Right, the other issue that I want to tackle, which I think we can get to the bottom of, is this one here, high resource costs. It's always people selling textiles. I'm just waiting to click on one of these and it'll be something else, but pretty sure all of these are going to be textile sellers, and over here, we've got a textile seller. Yep, there's another one. Is there any more anywhere? There probably is some down here. Oh, look, there we go. There's one all the way down there. Textile sellers. Yes. Now, in the last episode, we tried to help with this with our taxation. So if we go to industrial, we can see there's one that's -1. I think that's the textile sellers. If I just scroll past it. No, there we go. We're literally charging no tax for textiles. That is not the problem. Let's jump into our production tab, and I'm really hoping that what it's telling me in here is the truth, because then it will solve the problem. Come down to textiles. We are producing this amount of textiles. This is a surplus. So we're basically selling the difference, which is like 200 and whatever it is. You do the maths. But look on the right, what do we need? We need that orange blob, which is this one here, petrol chemicals. We need chickens. We need cotton. So what are we doing with those? Well, we've got a surplus of petrochemicals. Chickens, surplus of chickens. Yep, no problem at all. And we've got a surplus of cotton. So these things here, there's nothing we could do. We've got more than enough of those. But where's the price coming from? The too much money aspect of this equation. Well, what does this need? This needs processing of oil and of grain. Well, let's take the grain. Grain, we've got a surplus. No problem at all. Oil. Ah, here we go. The oil drilling has become a problem. We're producing so little. We have no surplus. We have a deficit. So we're now importing oil from outside, which is bumping up the price of the textiles. So there's probably two ways we could do it. We could increase our oil production in the city, or we could drop taxes on other items. I think increasing our oil production would be good, and our oil production is over here. This is something we built in a previous episode, tea tree oil on this little island here, and if we can click on that, so this is working well. 116%. It's going up in the levels. It's got all the employees it needs. It's got what it needs to store. So it's doing okay. We could just do with more. So let's just have a look at our natural resources. We'll turn off the wood, the land, the ore, the fish. So we have this piece of land over here, which also has oil. Of course, there's more around here. So I'm just thinking a very simple oil production in here could make the difference. So let's picker this road here. We'll try that again. There we go. Excellent. I want to come across here. I don't want to connect up to all of this. I want to keep all of this moving. So we're going to have it come off of this own little connection and treat it as all part of the same complex. That's the idea. Let's do that again. I want that down to the ground. So we'll upgrade that. Then we'll turn off the upgrade and do that one there. And we don't want it down to the ground. We just want whatever the game decides to do, which in this case will be a bridge and an autosave. So I'll have a quick sip of tea. And then we're just going to pop that, I think. Yeah, that's going to end down there. And then we're going to pop a little roundabout on there for people coming and going, turning around the trucks. We'll make it a slightly bigger one. That'll be that one, won't it? Yeah, there we go. Excellent. And I think we're just going to go for a straight oil doodab and be happy with that for now. Oh man, that is right in the water. Let's move this all over. There we go. So we're not going to go so ham this time on the decorating, but I think that looks good. A few decals, a few props and parking, that sort of stuff. So we're going to let that run and see what happens to it. And hopefully we'll get a nice production boost of oil. So we'll come back to that one a little bit later. Right. what's next on the list. So when you take a look from a distance at Kettlewick, we can see where the high-rise sort of section is going to be. Obviously here in the middle it's been building up nicely, and I think that this land around here is gonna, you know, from a buyer and a builder's point of view, would just be absolutely gold dust. You would want to try and use as much of this land as possible. You've got the lovely River Tees that runs through here. You've got access to shops. You've got access to the old shopping area. You've got mass transit with the trains and everything down there. It is just a fantastic place to build new big developments like this. We've got the university nearby. There is a lot going on. So there is quite a bit of land that's free in here. This is a big spot that we're going to do something with. I'm sort of saving that one. I'm going to have a think about that. But these two bits of land in here, I think we can fill those up nicely with some carefully chosen buildings that shouldn't be too expensive, because you're living, you know, right by the motorway junction, all that sort of things going on. But again, a desirable place to live because plenty of work. So let's take a look at the land that we've got available. Time for some, I hate to say it, deforestation. And one game crash and one final oak tree left. We've got that sorted out. So we've got plenty of building space in here. I think we can do something cool with that. Let's just take a look at these roads here that are up in the air. So I'm going to add, do I want to add a key wall onto there? We could do that, couldn't we? Yeah, that'll be good, rather than a retaining wall. Oh no, that goes up, doesn't it? Key wall goes down. Yep, that's the one we want. So let's do that side. This is all okay. We'll do it that side as well. In fact, I might just continue that all the way around. Yeah, let's do that so we get no zoning off the main road. We'll do the same here as well, although this might get changed into, yeah, we're going to have some noise reducing things along here instead, actually. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that'll work a lot better down there. Brilliant. And then we definitely want plenty of parking down here. So I think these roads are just going to get upgraded to, and we've got to be careful because I wish they did a version of this with just parking on one side, because what I want to do is upgrade it like this. I'll show you on this one, and then you can remove the parking on the other side with a sneaky key wall. So it still works, still looks good. If I did that here, it's going to break the connection of whatever that is, that building there. So I don't want to do that. So that's a little bit frustrating, because we can still then put a building on here. So maybe, shall we try using some different roads instead? Let's pick of that, downgrade that back to what it was before, which I think was like that. Excellent. Yeah, I'm just thinking with the amount of residents that we've got here in these city blocks, so 358 there, 356 there, we've got barely any parking. We've got a few little bits of parking. I'm thinking out the back here, we could add a parking garage, and that'd be really helpful. So we could just add, let's have a look, a little alley up there. No, I don't want that to connect, obviously. Let's go there. And then I'm hoping on the side of that we could fix this. Oh, yeah, look at that. So that'll give us a nice parking garage out the back, which has, I can't remember how many spaces. We're going to make that free parking, 42 spaces. That is not as much as I thought, but could we maybe add another one over here as well? Yeah, we could, but it's going to sort of overlap the one that we've got over there, which is rather annoying. Maybe, yeah, we'll do something a little bit different instead. Oh, I think we've got it. We'll go with that. A little bit of space in between, but that's fine. We'll just line those up. Excellent. That'll do nicely. I'll be happy with that. So we've got like 84 parking spaces over there. We can't complain. Let's just, I really want to just sort of tidy this road up a bit. Let's just pause that. We're going to grab this one, and I do want that to go into there. A slightly better angle. Right, so let's decide what buildings we're going to pop in here. We have been using these UK city apartments. Let's jump into find it. UK city apartments. There we go. And see what we get. We get one sort. So they are basically all the same. I'd like to use something different. Well, let's use our filter. We'll filter for UK, and I want to go for high density. So what am I looking at here? Let's go to buildings, and then we'll click on higher buildings, and then we get all the different types of flats. Excellent. If we go to level 1, let's stick to that and we'll just let them upgrade on their own. And we get some nice sizes of flats here. Yeah, and then we get the smaller, thinner blocks. Have we got any of those right here? No, and I think that would look good with a bit of a difference there. Which is the tallest one? Well, I really like this one, UK Large Flats number 5. It's similar to that unique building block of flats, but it's larger and it's got, there we go, it's got a bit of parking and a park sort of area out the front. Let's just maneuver that a little bit. How's that doing out the back? We'll come back and sort the surfaces out. That just fits in there perfectly. I'm liking that. I'm thinking here we're going to have some of these smaller ones, but I particularly want the one that looks like a double block of flats. This one. These two here. It's got a little bit of built-in parking. Yeah, we're going to go with this one, 5x5, and just see if we can do something a little bit interesting with that. I quite like that with a little bit of parking out the front. That's looking good. And I'm assuming we can change the color as well, which would be nice. Let's pick a pick of this. Shall we have some facing a different direction as well? So I'm going to randomly bring out a road like that. And then let's grab the same ones again. Here we go. Could I fit? Ooh, just about. If I angle that road a bit, we could fit another 2 in there. So maybe let's just go a little bit further out. There we go. Could I do one that way and then one this way? What does that look like? Oh, that looks good. That looks good. I'm liking the sort of randomness about it as well. That is really nice. We've got a bit of an option for some garages perhaps around the back. We can work on that. Yes, I'm liking. Let's have a look. So what are we going to get in here? We're going to get, so 87 households are going to get a lot of residents. Let's maybe see if we can switch up the color a bit if it lets me. Yeah, there we go. So, oh, I like the way it sort of keeps the green. That was quite good, and it's disappeared. There we go, it's back again. Let's take that one and plop that over there. I like that. And then let's go for something a little bit different over here. Could we get a sort of red and green? I like that. We'll take that one and pop that over there. I mean, they're bright. They stand out, but that happens a lot. I've spoken about it before. Where my parents live, they've got blocks of flats and they've painted them and made them look really snazzy. And it sort of ties in with the theme of this one, immediately to my left. Yep, I'm liking that. That is the colour we're going to keep. Right, we will come back and we'll definitely do some detailing on that. What other space have we got? Well, we've sort of filled that side more or less completely. We've got this little spot down here, which I think is going to be an interesting piece of land. Let's flatten this out first, because we can dig that into the hill. I don't think that will be too much of a problem. We've got the retaining wall there. That just makes it easier for us to put some blocks of flats on there. Yeah, there we go. How are we going to build the road here? We've literally got the railway running right through. Could we move this bridge back and have this road as the way into this whole estate? Again, you're going to sort of say, oh man, that is a long road all the way down to there. Yeah, again, you're probably going to say, cul-de-sacs, cul-de-sacs, can't have cul-de-sacs everywhere. I live in a cul-de-sac that has literally got hundreds of people in it. Hundreds. It's a cul-de-sac off a cul-de-sac. Believe me, I know. There we go. We're going to do that. Then we're going to pick a pick of this. EU very small road. As long as we just stick to the EU very small road, it shouldn't cause any problems with those weird sort of holes in the ground that we see sometimes. Let's try this without snapping. There we go. And I'm thinking at the end here, let's just, oops, grab that. Can you not let me grab that? We've got no filters on. Is there like no nodes on here? What? Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do then is we'll delete that. Oh dear, something's going a bit weird there. Let's just try this again. What I wanted to do was to put a little roundabout with a tree on the end, if it would let me, and then would sort of maneuver that into position just as a little interesting thing. This little corner here, I want to add a cul-de-sac on because it will sort of bump that out and connect up the parking, which I quite like. We might just do that there. And can I drag that out a bit? Yeah. just for like detailing, just for detailing reasons. I'm going to do another one there. We've got a little something we can zone. Okay, right. What are we going to use in this one? Yeah, I've just noticed before I forget, we're definitely going to add sound. Have we got the sound things on here? Oh, we have, but we've got retaining wall. Can we? Yeah, sound. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that'll be good. So here I'm looking for something different. I like these ones here, extra wide, looking very good. We could place one of those right up to the edge. We can fit 2 of those in. Oh, that would be great. So I could put that one right up to the edge as well. Maybe maneuver it a little bit, but that actually works quite well. I like that because then we've got a little bit of space in the middle here where we could add thinky. We could add some of these like straight up through here. Like that. I mean, it isn't the most parking you're ever going to see, but it's certainly something. I feel like I want to just maneuver that over a bit. Let's maneuver that down a bit. And we'll maneuver this one down a bit as well. Yeah, something like that. And how many people are we getting in these? Well, we've got 126 households, residents, 304 already. Wow, we've got such a demand moving into Kettlewick. It's great. 198, 172, 195. I mean, well past 60,000 now, which is absolutely brilliant. 187. And what were these? 377. Yeah. That just fits into that space brilliantly. It is becoming extremely dense. Now, all of these people here either come out on this road or they all come across the railway line onto this road and out here. I am wondering whether there is an option for adding some other road connection somewhere, but I don't want to get in the way of this railway line. And as you can see, why are they stopped? Is it because of something? Okay, well, that train can go. Oh, they're going the other direction. That's why. Okay, fine. Yep, we're okay. Everybody's moving. I don't want to add on to the highway. I don't want to add. I think that is basically going to be it through there. And we're going to have to just make do. Oh, we added this one as well, didn't we? Which is another 318. I mean, it's moving. I can't complain. Everybody's getting in and out. Everybody's moving in. That's what's happening here. Oh, have we got traffic? That is what I want to see. We've got traffic there. Let's zoom out. Any traffic on the outskirts of town, because when people love moving in, we'll get traffic. Do you know what? It doesn't look too bad. I mean, we're right by lots of mass transit. So hopefully, oh, we're over here. This is very temporary. This sort of driving through the car parks. I mean, it'd be good if you could come through here, but it's going down. We're fine. We're fine. Let's check the mass transit and the schools and the services, because around here, that could be a bit of an issue. So if we dive into this one, so of course we have the trains. Do we have, I'm going to turn all of these off. Auto save, thank you very much. Bus stops we're going to leave on. Train stops, tram stops, all of that is going. Thank you. Do we have any buses around here at all? We've got this bus lane and one bus stop in the middle. 2 bus stops in the middle servicing all of these. I don't want to bring a bus through here, or could we? Let's just do a little test. If I take an EU bus stop shelter, which we could have, it's going to come down this road, that's the plan. We could have it like here, say, for instance. Oh, here's the traffic coming in this way as well. It will go down, don't worry. Oh no, I was in the right menu. And then if we grab our bus line tool, and we've got all these bus lines down here, we could like bus line 32. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter where it goes. If I drag that to there, oh, it needs to be the other side of the road. If I do that, I'll move the bus stop. So it can come in there, and then it goes up out here and continues on its journey. So actually, that is quite good. So if I move that over to the other side, there's a nice little gap there. Fantastic. And then I think I have to be in here with that tool to connect that. We've now got a bus route that comes off, goes through, probably could connect to these as well. Yeah, not like that. Which one is it? Yes, bus line 32 I want. So we're going to have to go into here. Look at our bus lines. We have 34 of them. Turn them all off. Find bus line 32. Pop that on. Then we need to come back out here. Go into this one. Move that along. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's the other side of the road, isn't it? Darn it. Does that one have any stops going to it? I don't think it does. Oh, did I not turn them on? I thought I did. Nope, turn them all off. There we go. Excellent. Let's just have a look. That doesn't look like it's got any stops going to it at all. because it's the wrong side of the road. All right. Oh, okay. We're back to the road we were before. It's a 2-lane angled parking road, but if you put a bus stop on it, it takes the parking off on the one side. It took me ages to find out which flipping road we're using with the parking on one side. So if we do that, then we've got all of these routes going through here, which can connect to there, which are great. I think there's more routes than that, so I'll just make sure we can see all of them. Yeah, I thought there was loads of routes going through here, but maybe it's just that one. Okay, fair enough. So that can attach to there. We've got this stop over here, which doesn't look like it's being used at all. So I'm going to just maneuver that to the other side of the street, and then we can attach all of these routes to there. Excellent. Okay, there we go. So those routes are actually being used now, which is nice. That one's being connected as well. So I think between that, we should be okay. I mean, I could just drag another one in there. Yeah, I mean, that can turn around and use that as well. Why not? Why not? Let's do that. As long as they've got some way of getting in and out without just driving, then that's fine. We could, I mean, they could walk across here. They can also get round here. I'm just thinking if we could, where they want to likely to get to, down there, could we add some paths in that will make things a little bit easier for them? I think we should be able to add one off the back over here without causing too many problems. So if I just sort of bring that up the side there, bring that through, that'll connect to the car park there. We can also bring that up sort of this way. If I turn that off, it will stop driving me insane. Do a bit of wiggly wiggly through the trees. There we go. And then hopefully that will go under there and connect to that without causing an issue. There we go. So they can walk through there, get out there. That is exactly what we want. Excellent. So is this within an area? It is. It's all within the overriding area of Butler Lane. So we'll leave that as it is. And then we just really need to check the schools and things around here, because I'm so worried that we're just overloading everything in this area. So we've got an elementary school, which is rammed. We've got, that's an academy building. We've got research facilities. So all the other schools are a long, long way away. That is the elementary school. That is the primary school. That's, yeah, okay. So I'm thinking, oh, what have we got this side? So we've got, that is rammed. That is rammed. That's the one we looked at. That is the high school, which is okay. That's why I'm thinking this piece of land here needs to be a school for all of these with access through. So maybe let's just ignore the traffic of everybody moving in, and let's just make this into a nice looking school area. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I tend to forget this, is pop sound barriers all the way down here. So that should now take us all the way to the end. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Oh, autosave. Very good. And then we're going to add one of every school in. So the first thing is an elementary school. I want that nearby. Oh, can we squeeze in a teeny tiny elementary school in here? No, that's just not going to fit into that area. So I think what we're going to do is maybe use one of the UK ones. Let's go for this one here. What's that? 1,000. I'm hoping this has got the ability to upgrade as well. What I think I'm going to do is just freehand place that. No, I'm not going to freehand place it. I want to get a road in there so we get it nice and square and everything. Let's run it up here. Cool. Let's do that. Oh no, well that's not straight, is it? Let's do that and go up there and come down there. Yep, very good. And that's not going to go the way I want. So then I'm going to want this one along there. Very good. We're going to have that one in there. Does this have upgrades? It does. Extra 50 student capacity. Yes, sir. Bob. Extra 500. Yeah. So that's going to take care of that. Don't worry. We're going to get access over here. Then we want a high school. Again, we're going to go for the straight up UK one. No, we're not, because it's absolutely flipping ginormous. Good grief. This is quite a good one. It's got 250. Oh, let's find a good one that's going to fit in with the UK theme, but also give us a decent amount. Oh, 2,500. I like the look of this one. We could turn this into a bit of a complex here, couldn't we? Yeah, let's do this. Let's run this parking road up the side. And then we can add that onto here. It does have its own parking as well. Let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. So we can give that a bit of access around the back. Let's just get an alley along there. Yeah, that suits that. Looking good. I like these buildings. They're good. So we're going to get an extra 750 extension wing. Oh, yes, please. Look at that. That is nice. And what's this one here? Rooftop chemistry laboratory. What does that do? +1 well-being, +1 health. That is absolutely going on there. Oh, that is a nice looking building. And we're still, you know, we've still got the oldie worldy shoppy things going on here, but the skyline is building it up. That is good. And I feel like we need sporting stuff here as well, and a college. Where's the nearest college? So the nearest college is up there. We have plenty of buses going up there, so I'm not going to worry about that. What sort of sporting things can we add into here as well? I'd like to see if we could fit this soccer field in here, which would be good. Now, this is probably going to move. It's doing all of these areas. Could we pop that somewhere else? I think we could. This bit here is a little bit free. Although, again, I don't want to just come off of the highway, the motorway to connect to that. Could we connect up here? This is really slopey, isn't it? I think if we put a road coming through there, we could connect to it, but it's going to mess up like the retaining walls. Let's just give that a try. We just take a standard road and just see how that goes. It looks like it's actually sloping up. Maybe let's just try that. What does that look like? To be honest, that actually looks okay, doesn't it? Yeah, let's do that. So this will still cover the same areas. And it's now backing onto these houses, which they weren't really banking on. But it's a case of tough. We're going to pretend it was always there. That's how we do things retrospectively. No, I'm going to change that. Yeah, I think that's fine in there. So now we've got a little bit more space in here to work with. So let's see if we can squeeze this in. Let's turn off all the snapping and let's have the entrance sort of over this way. How close can we get? I mean, could we actually, we put the snapping on, have it, oh, we could literally just have it off of that car park there right next to the school. No, I want to just have it a little bit out here and utilize this space. Something like that. I think that's okay. Yeah, very good, very good. And then we could just run down. Let's have a look. We could just have like a little gravel connection here. Up into that. Yeah, that's fine. Looking nice. And we've got this bit of space here. And there were some other items I'm thinking we could have a community pool. So this could be something that's available to everybody that lives in the area, that the people building the school use when it's school time. But when it isn't school time, is available for everyone. We could have some access here. If they were going to get in there, they'd have to come all the way around there through that car park. Do I want to build an access here? I mean, oh man, I could add a roundabout right there, which would bring all of this in. I'm just thinking of the traffic this is going to cause. Let's just see what happens. We've also got a load of decals and stuff here, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. No, that's going to mess all of that up. Let's just connect it up like that and just see how that goes. If it becomes a problem, we'll change it about. And then we're going to put that right up against here so everybody can see it. So is this now going to be used for people to cut through? That was my issue. Hasn't added in any traffic lights, so let's not worry too much about that. So we've got all the additions on. How are you doing for students? Yeah. Oh. I want to set this just for an area, don't I? Just for this. This is only for you. This one is already filled up, but it's only for you. I don't know whether they like kick out the students that are in there if they're in the wrong area or not. I don't know, but we shall see how that goes. And then some sort of large park in here would be great, which I think this dog activity park would work quite well. That sort of fits in there. Add some trees, makes it look nice. I think that's looking good. I like it. There we go. A few well-placed trees later. That is not too bad. Not too many people are cutting through, so I'm not going to complain about that. We'll just let that continue. There we go. Look, the traffic's gone down now that everybody's moved in. How is the traffic going over here? Not too bad. It's just busy, which is fine. And, I mean, people love walking around here. They've got access to the shops in the area. They've got access to mass transit, pretty much everything they need. I'm just thinking maybe we could just add a few parks and things around here, utilising some of this space that's left. So this new area has parking, mass transit. It's nice and quiet. I mean, even the busy road nearby is not too bad. Ooh, I just want to get that little surface there. It seems that if a surface connects, people will walk up it, which I've never seen before. So if we just get that corner and just move it out a little bit. There we go. Maybe just up there. Yeah, that'll be fine. So we've got some parks and things around the back. We've got a little park down here as well, which when the sun comes from the other direction is actually lit up a little bit. And then we've got our school area over here. I want to try and get a connection over to here, and I've got my eye on this little piece of land here. Could we put an underground path? There we go. Everybody says I never do anything underground. Let's just do that now. If I turn off snapping and go here, let's see how this works. I think that should be fine. Just move some of these trees out the way. There we go. There we go. Excellent. So that's like a walking connection over to the other side. For driving, people that are living in here are going to have to come all the way down there. Hang on. All the way. No, not up there. All the way around here. All the way down here. Connect to that. Up to here. Down to there. And then through there. Could we have... I don't think we're going to be able to get another connection across here. Honestly, it just wouldn't be realistic. Having things separated like this and having to go a long way around in the UK, that is pretty realistic. If this side of the road was going down, you could have like a little road coming off, but you're never going to have something coming off of there and then going over the top. I think that is going to be it. Or they can come down here, go around the fast road. Does that connect? No. Where's the next nearest connection into here? Is all of this. So we've got that road there, which connects up the top. Oh my. All of this is off of this one little... No wonder we've got traffic down here. It's all off of this little road. Is there seriously no other... Oh, there is a road here, but this... Yeah, this is a self-contained area. Good grief. Everybody that lives in Freddo Meadows, Victoria Creek and Teachester as a whole comes through this little road here. So no wonder when it's like kids dropping off time and end of the day, there's traffic. I think that is just how it's going to be. So let's check back on our oil. I've added a third over here to really try and help. It is a problem. We've still got a deficit of 10.5 tons a month. For the taxation on the oil, I put that down. You can probably see at the top there, minus 10%. I'm also going to put, I don't know if I want to put everything else down there. We're going to leave that. So I'm hoping that slowly over time, that is going to help. We also will eventually get this, this one here, the oil refinery, which is going to help with oil, but we need a whole load of extra industrial buildings for that, which is going to be on the list for a future episode. So this high resource cost for our textiles sadly continues on. The traffic though has been solved. There we go, unless it's a super duper rush hour. And we've added a whole load of new buildings. Here we go, if I can find the area, into a couple of little spare bits of land. I just think that looks great. Well, solving 2 out of 3 problems ain't bad, so I'm going to call that a win. And either way, this British city is still growing and thriving nicely. Let me know in the comments any ideas you have for what we could build next, and while you're down there, why not leave a thumbs up on the video? That would be very much appreciated. And as always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons. You can see their names on the screen now. There's a Timberborn series that's running at the moment, hard mode. That's especially as a thank you for the patrons. And to all of you, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Kettlewick.